What up, beautiful people? Welcome to the new weekly jam series exclusively for my Patreons. So every week we're going to look at a cool chord progression, a couple of cool chord ideas to do with it, and a few licks to add in there. We're going to start with very simple chords, and we're going to slowly just add on more and more things. Our chords are A major 7, G sharp minor 7, barring across the 4th fret, same shape down to the 2nd fret for F sharp minor 7, just a big old E major chord. Same chords all over, last chord, C sharp minor 7, barring the 4th fret. And as we're playing through this progression, what we're going to do is we're just simply going to pick down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for this A chord, we're actually going to mute that A string but still hit it just to keep the groove going. The embellishments we could do on each of these chords will stick with just the minor chords. So on our G sharp minor chord, pinky on the G string, 4th to 6th fret. Cool, and we can do the same thing on the F sharp minor. But one extra thing we could do on this chord is that pull off with our pinky on the high E string. And the reason we can't do that on the G sharp is because that note that we hit is not in the key that we're in. And it just might sound a little bit weird, so we'll just stick with just on the G string for the G sharp. And then we can do either or on the F sharp minor. And for our very last chord at the end of the whole thing, we can do a hammer-on pull-off on the B string with our pinky going up to the 7th fret. And that'll sound real nice. Let's let this track play through and see if we can just be consistent with the picking and add in a few tasteful embellishments just to get a feel for it. After we establish some solid rhythm, then we could add some cool embellishments. And I'm going to show you two different moves that we could do. One, we're going to do completely over the E major. E major 7, 2nd voicing, barring the 11th fret, just the top 4 strings. We start off with our pinky up, barring the 7th fret. Slide in and pick just a high E string. And one extra move we could throw in there just to make it sound a little bit nicer is a C diminished chord right before the C sharp minor 7. And I could play around with when I bring that in. I could bring that in on the 3rd and 4th beat after the F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could bring it in on the 4th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Or if you know your diminished chords well, you could take the same shape, and it's the same chord moving up a minor 3rd. So we could just take these first two and put that on beats 3 and 4 to give it even more movement. 1, 2, 3, Now let's try the same progression and see if we could add in that E major 7 move and the C diminished move going into the C sharp. Dope. So now our comping is sounding really nice. We have a smooth set of moves and a couple of ideas to just add a little bit of variation and make it interesting. So now let's think about soloing over this. We're in the key of E major. Play around with it, it's going to sound nice, but here's a couple of cool moves that can get you started, okay? Starting on the 12th fret of the B string, hammer on. And a quick slide in and out to the 16th fret. Then we simply slide down from 13 to 11 to our root note right there. And move 2. I'll do that slide vibrato at the end on the E. And to kind of find a nice feel for it, we want to start on a downbeat. And for our last move, we could add a little bit of a triad movement too, just to make it sound even more interesting. Our triads: E, F sharp, E, right back down. And it's nice if we slide into the last one. So we're going to play through it again a couple more times and just try and add those licks in there and add a couple of your own licks in between and see if you could just make it sound cohesive and nice.